I know it's showtime. I don't need a machine to tell me. It told me. It's like, it's showtime. It's showtime. I get that. Here's the deal. It's been raining all day here, like full on storm. There's a southern part of the area that had the tornado warning. Not sure if anything fell. So, I was trying to get myself together. And then I remembered, because of the time, sometimes the sun, when it starts to set. So, but I think I'm good because it's still kind of gray out. The rain just stopped. It just stopped. So it's okay. Let me do this so we can get this party going. First of all, shout out to a dear comrade who said, hey, you got to talk about where your podcasts can be found. It's like, yeah, I'm on Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and also YouTube Music. It's on there as well. So if you're a person, you're out and about, you don't want to sit still to watch a video, you can always catch the Small Biz Bites podcast on those places. And because I believe in shouting out people who do good work. Want to talk about Glitz Optical? Yes, you can book a risk-free consultation today. You can also get, if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can get a free vision test when you purchase some glasses. And there's also this new program when you purchase glasses, if you come back within 30 days, you can get another pair for half off. Now, if you're like me and you like having a really good collection to match your attitude and your clothing, then you would obviously want to partake in that. And she can also do it virtually, so don't sleep on it. You don't have to be in the area to get that done. Trust me, I understand. So let's do this. Let's play our intro, and then we'll get into it. Oh man, good evening, good day, everybody, depending on where you are. So good morning, good afternoon, good night, all the things. Okay, here's the deal. My name is 𝐁𝐮𝐬𝐳𝐞𝐫. You are tuning into a live edition of Small Biz Bites. And we are streaming live to LinkedIn and to YouTube. And I'll say this right now before I forget, because I forget sometimes. If you're on YouTube, first of all, it's a better experience. So I'll just go ahead and say that. But then also, too, we would love it, me, myself, and I, if you would like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because, you know. So let me just go ahead and put that out there because I have to. And before we get into what's going to be going down today, my mama's here. So I got to say hello to my mama because, mama be showing up for her kids. You know what I'm saying? Have to shout out my mother, who is always doing her things. And we also want to shout out Ms. Elise, who is here as well. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, now, this is going to be an interesting conversation. I say that because I just lost my guest. Stuff is always happening in the background. I was like, well, wait a minute. I put it in the background just to kind of, let her get herself together, because I like to introduce my guests. I like to celebrate them when I bring them on the screen. I believe we should all be celebrated. The good Lord has blessed us with many, many talents. I say, let's celebrate those talents. Why not, right? Like, why not do that? So let me tell you why it's interesting, because I believe in full disclosure when I do things. Most of the time I believe in full disclosure. I say a lot of stuff anyway, so just work with me here. So a few months ago, I was chatting with some people about family and business, and I can often be found saying that, the only person who has to support your dream is you, because it's your dream. Your family members, your friends, your colleagues, they do not owe you any support whatsoever. None. Now, there's this new thing where people are shaming people for not supporting them, because they look like them. We'll talk about that some other day. Not today. That's not this show. But when it comes to family, it can be really hard because you're saying to yourself, the people who should support me should be people that I know. Should's a funny word because it's a belief. It's putting your belief on somebody else. The fact of the matter is, as a business owner, you still have to earn that person's business, even if it is your family member. Now, I remember my father and my auntie. I remember when I did their portrait sessions. I remember it was like, well, how much is it? And you immediately go to a place of, now, do I give them a family discount or do I charge them the full price? My dad was clear. So if you don't give me the price, you're not going to get paid. I was like, well, here's the price. Here's the price. And of course, my father and my aunt have always paid me accordingly. So I'm like, you have to learn at a very young age, the younger the better, that there's a place for business and there's a place for family and friends. And although it may seem as if it costs nothing for you to support your family, support your friend, or what have you, there is still something. That's still my name on that, right? So if you got some shaky business, I don't want no parts of that. I want zero parts of that because you don't do right. And how would it look for me to be like, yes, you should go work with so-and-so, and then you don't do what you're supposed to do. And now that person comes to me and says, now you recommended them, but here's the deal. So I want this to be known that the young lady coming on today, she is my niece. I know. But I am not going to lie to you. She has an amazing product. Now, if you're a foodie like myself, then you're going to enjoy this. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to be like, you know what? I need to go ahead and order me a little something because I just have this funny feeling that this is going to be good. So let me do this. Let me play a quick video. So that you guys can see what she's creating. When I ordered the product, I read the description, but I guess I didn't really read the description. So there's a full video on YouTube, but I want to give you guys this little taste of what 𝐁𝐿𝐴 got into. That's a nice moist cookie. Oh my. God, it's got like the chips and everything. Oh my. Now I know people like to do eating on video. I do not. Okay. That is good. All right, hold on. Because if you can't see my face, you're probably like, she's just making up some stuff. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just getting this done. This is good. This is a really good cookie. It's got so much chocolate and stuff. This is why you don't film yourself eating, because it's kind of rude to talk to your mouth, right? And food in your mouth, but Okay, let's go back. So like I was saying, now all right, these are the biggest cookies ever known to man. All right. And I happened to order the top favorites, which were a red velvet, which I was eating that there. There is an Oreo cookie. There is a Biscoff cookie. And even though I'm not a big fan of it, a banana pudding cookie, and that banana pudding, oh my goodness. Oh my. Set me back a little bit, people. It set me back a little bit. So even though there was relation there still had to be a place where I'm going to do what I do for everybody else and be open and honest about what I'm eating, the packaging, the thank you note, the whole 9 yards. And so she's earned a customer here. That Biscoff and that banana pudding is always top of mind. So as we are waiting for Tasha to come into the room here. We're having some technical difficulties. It's okay. I just want to go back to, we take for granted our relationships. And at a certain point, we kind of exploit them because we believe just because we share some DNA that by default, my cousin, my sister, my brother, whomever should be supporting me in my dreams. They should be sharing my posts. They should be buying my product. They should be doing all of that. They don't owe you that. They do not. As a business person, you need to understand there is family, there are personal things, and then there is business. If you've never seen New Jack City, go ahead and watch Nino Brown. Nino Brown kept it real. He was like, friends is friends, B. This is business. And that's the fact of the matter. You still have to earn your family members' money. You still have to earn their business. That doesn't come just because we're related. And again, if you're not a good business person and you don't show up, why would they ever put their name behind you? Why would they do that? Maybe please tell me. And shout out to Black Eighth Element, who is here. Good evening, sir. Good evening. We also, wow, look at that. Ron Foster and slid on in here. Well, hello, Mr. Foster. So happy to have you. Have a lot of hellos going on in the in the comments. There are a lot of hellos going on, but that's the one thing that is so sticky. And speaking of my work husband, let me talk about this really quick because I read a post where they talked about unfollowing and removing from your circle unsupportive family and friends. And it hit me because I don't believe people understand what they're really asking for, right? When we say we need to remove family and friends who are not supportive, that's asking for a lot. Every single person has something going on. Every single one of us has something going on. And to require of your family and friends to carry your emotional baggage as well as their own, that's asking for a lot. I have found that when people make that statement, they are very rarely the people who do the same for somebody else. It's an all about me attitude. No one comes to my events. No one's sharing my posts. No one's doing this. But how many people have you helped? How many people have you just showed up for? Been in the crowd, got on the highway, whatever. It's so easy to ask for something. It's better if because it's really in your heart that you show up and you do it because you want to do it versus I'm going to do this for you and then I'm expecting you to do the same. I do believe in reciprocal relationships. Okay. I do believe in that. I do believe that you can't be a person who is always giving and giving and giving and people are always taking. I do believe in that. So there is a place of, man, I've done a lot to support you and everything, but we got to pump the brakes on this. We got to pump the brakes. Are there people in your life who are negative Nancy's, a little toxic? You need to get rid of them? Well, yeah, I mean, do that, but don't make it seem as if somebody owes you that. Don't nobody owe you that. The only person who needs to show up for you every single day and be your cheerleader, well, that's you. And if you're not doing it, then why would I do it? Because you don't even believe in your own dream. Just saying. I mean, that's just, you know. And it can seem a little harsh. Hold on. I got to take a little something here. You know what I'm saying? It can appear harsh when you say things like that, but that's real. In terms of business, you have to earn your customer's business. You still have to earn the dollar. Some of us like to believe, well, I'm here. I showed up, so you should just give me some money. That's not how that works. That is not how that works. And since my brother is here, you know, funny enough, I was looking at some old videos when he used to be on the stage rocking the mic. We would show up and be pumping up my brother. Now, here's the deal. He actually creates really good music. The kid is talented, but I haven't met a Houston child yet who's not talented. So let me just go ahead and say that. But it was great to show for his concerts, to be there to support him. Even now, as he sends us ideas and things, his art, we share feedback. People look for that, right? If they are coming to you and they're being vulnerable, then by all means. If someone came to me and said, hey, can you test this for me? Can you taste this for me? Can you look at my website? I am going to go through the website and say, hey, this is working, that's not working, blah, blah, blah. Because you're asking for it, right? But to just come out of the blue and expect people to be in the parking lot and everything, that's a no. That's not how it works. And there also comes a point when you realize as a business person who your customer really is. Typically, it's not your family, it's not your friends, it's not even you. Okay? So they're not even your target market. They're not your target market. So it's okay if they don't support it. If they want to send out some good prayers for you and put some good juju out in the world, great. If at a point where if you come to them and say, I would appreciate it if you would do this and this for me because it will give me this, then yeah, but it's like any other thing. It's asking for a PR. It's asking for support, but be a business person and do that versus assuming that they should do that for you just because you share some DNA. That is not it. Now, my brother, he's a barber. He typically cuts my hair. I haven't been down south in a little bit. But even that, I pay. I don't go in there for free haircuts. This is a business, people. We have bills to pay. The same way, like if I do photography, what have you, I am getting paid. If I offer you a discount, it's because I offered it. You don't get to ask for a discount. Okay? Let's also make sure that that's clear. Asking your family members, your friends, whomever who has a business to discount a service, a product because it's you, okay, it's rude. We're going to call it what it is. It's rude. It costs money to do what we do as small business owners. The storage we pay for as a photographer, our equipment, our insurance, we have to pay sales taxes, the product itself, the packaging, the software we're using. None of that is free. None of it. So when you go to a person and say, hey, can I get a discount? Ugh. If you don't value what they're doing, just go ahead and say that. Like, well, okay, let's not say that. Although you're kind of saying it when you ask for discounts and things of that nature, you are in so many words saying that you don't value what they're doing. But don't. Just don't. Just say, hey, I wish you the best of luck. I'm here for you if you need anything, if that's what you want to do. And if by chance you have some family members who are kind of on the funny side, then just say, you know what, I'd rather not support what you're doing because I don't believe in X, Y, and Z. Or the last time I recommended you, you did not show up. My friend was highly upset. They had to find somebody else to cover what you didn't do. Yeah. That's what it is. That's the nature of the beast. So today, Tasha, as I said before, she is my niece. She has earned the right to be on this show. She has earned that right. This was not just given to her. I made sure I purchased my cookies. I purchased my popcorn. I did my live taste test. And I was like, okay, I'm digging this. Okay, yeah, for sure. So I just want to make sure that this is not biased. Now, let's see here. Let's see if we can get her. Let's see if we can get her in the room. So with that, we'll work some things out. Just know that we're going to work all of this out. We're going to figure it out. I want to introduce you to Tasha of Nicole's Gourmet Goodies. All right. Okay. So looks like, well, let's do this. Can you hear me, Tasha? Uh-oh. We can't hear her. All right. So now you're on mute. Now you're off mute, but we don't see your picture. And I can't hear anything you're saying if you are saying something. All right. Well, let me do this. I'm going to put you back in the background. let you figure, we'll figure out the sound and everything. And you may, depending on what device you're on, you may have to like restart your device and come back into the studio. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna remove you really quick here. There we go. And we'll let her get that. You know, this is the joy of being live, people. Like, people talk about why they don't like going live, because stuff happens. Now, you know, here's what's funny. Oh my goodness. This is going to be one of those seasons. But, you know, I love a good kerfuffle. We opened up the season with 𝐁𝐮𝐬𝐢𝐧𝐞𝐫 popping a blue powder bomb in the home office, which I'm going to tell you right now, it is still in this home office. I have not touched this wall over here, and I have not gotten up there. I've been working, literally been working. And so I'm just struggling getting the rest of the blue powder off the wall. I mean, I did some dusting today. I got a whole thing of Swiffer because it's just easy to sort of run it and pick it up. And I still got to, like, you know, but that's how we started. That's how we started the season. So sometimes, you know, the joy of being live is that you don't know what you're going to get. It's like an Easter egg. You know, you go find the egg and you're like, am I going to get something good in this egg? Hopefully we're not. I mean, I am certain some people boiled real eggs this Easter because they got it like that. To do that, unless you're going to make, like, I don't know, a potato salad or an egg salad afterwards, because we're not throwing no eggs away. Ain't nobody throwing away no eggs. Eggs are too expensive to be throwing them away. But if you did like a plastic egg, you don't know what you have inside. Is it chocolate? Is it candy? You just don't know. And that's the joy of going live. Anything can happen. Shout out to 𝐁𝐻𝐿, who is here. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. As I talk about Easter, I'm reminded of an Easter holiday years ago when my cousin told me we only have a couple of real eggs. I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. So 𝐁𝐿𝐬 thought, I'm going to tell the kids, for every real egg you find, I'm going to give you $1 because there's only a couple, like maybe 6. Okay, there were more than 6 real eggs out there. There were quite a few real eggs. And trust, believe, them kids came for their money. I was like, we didn't plan for this because I thought we had more plastic eggs than real eggs. And yeah, I left there something close to broke. Note to self, don't offer money for stuff when people say it's in limited supply, because that could be wrong. You know, but with situations like this, this is the joy of going live. Sometimes things work out in your favor, sometimes they don't. But we persevere. And I will say this, as I am thinking about how today is the last day of April. It didn't snow here. I am happy that I am wearing my Starfish and Coffee maple syrup and jam t-shirt from 𝐁𝐿𝐬𝐲, you know, Wendy's sister. For those of us who understand the message, yes, had to put on Starfish and Coffee. Plus, we're talking about food, because it only makes sense to where we're talking about food, right? But had to wear, it's the last day of April. I've had a great time celebrating Prince all the time, but this month more than anything else, we enjoy celebrating Prince. So let me do this while we are getting some things together. I do want to go ahead and shout out Tasha and where you can follow her. So she is on Instagram. She's under Nicole's Gourmet Goodies, but it's just Nicole's Gourmet if you go on Instagram. Those cookies are baked fresh. They ship every Wednesday, right? So if you buy them today, you bought them on Monday, she's going to bake them, then they ship out on Wednesday. They are an amazing packaging, heat sealed, the whole 9 yards. They're about 4 inches in diameter. So when I say one cookie is enough for you, one cookie is enough. All right, so you don't have to have. Did I eat all the cookies? Well, I ate mine in stages because that's a lot of cookies. It's a lot of cookies. But she's also on Facebook under Nicole Gourmet Goodies. You can follow her there and order your sampling. There's a barrage of flavors. There's also like a brownie cookie. There's some bundt cakes. There's popcorn. There's a lot of good stuff over there. So I highly suggest do that. And I also want to say that because We had such a kerfuffle the last time that Dr. Tashi was here. We had such a kerfuffle. We decided we should probably do it again. So Dr. Tachi is coming back on May 6th. It's May 6th at, I want to say 12:30. Or is it 12 o'clock? Hold on. Let me see. Don't quote me, people. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. Sometimes I forget things. She's going to come back 12 o'clock on May 6th. She is talking about how to be more. Now, if you're a person who wants to increase your presence on social media, and actually take it back. I'm not going to say social media, just in networking in general, because it could be visual, it could be like a static image. She's going to be here to talk about being more, which I also love. And she too is also on YouTube. So that's going to be a good one. And we will not have any powder bombs. I believe we have exhausted it. But one of these days, I'm going to bring back some real confetti, right? Oh, wait, I do believe we are ready. Hold on. I have to make sure I introduce her proper, because I believe in everybody getting their red carpet moment. So we are going to introduce Tasha of Nicole's Gourmet Goodies. The crowd is going wild. How are you?
Hi.
She was like, this is not happening. Trust. If it's supposed to happen, it happens.
Technical difficulty.
Technical difficulty.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited. Now, I'm going to bring you in. We're going to get things going, but I like to do a warm-up, okay? And the warm-up today will be 3 truths and 1 lie, okay? So you get to tell us 3 things that are true, 1 thing that's a lie. You don't tell what it is. I'm going to guess. The crowd will also guess which of the 4 facts about you is true and which one is the lie. The other 3 should be true. Okay. Got it? Now, are you a good liar, Tasha?
Okay. We'll see. So one truth. Okay,
no,
2 truths.
Don't tell us. Yes. Okay, here's the deal, because our friend Ron had the same thing. You don't tell us which one is true. You just give us 4 facts.
Okay.
3 of them must be true. 1 of them must be a lie, and we're going to guess which one is the lie.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready. I'm going to write it down.
Okay. Well, I have 5 children.
Okay.
The other one will be, I used to do exotic dancing in my younger days.
Oh.
The other one is, I'm from Houston, Texas.
Okay.
And the other one is, I have a master's degree in nursing.
Okay. All right. So crowd, here we have it. We've got you have 5 kids, so that's 1. You were an exotic dancer in your younger days. You're from Houston, Texas. Or a master's degree in nursing. One of them is a lie. Now I'm gonna say this real quick, Tasha, because we are family.
Let's start over.
Okay.
I did the opposite.
You did the opposite? What? So all of these are lies? None of them are true?
No, some of them are true, but I have only 1 is true.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did I do that? I did that wrong, right? I did that wrong, right? Okay, wait. Okay, 3 truths and 1 lie.
We got a lot of lies and 1 truth.
Yeah, I'm your difficult guest today. So 3 truths and 1 lie.
Okay. All right, let's try it again.
Okay, 3 truths and 1 lie. I'm a mama, a mother of 5 girls.
Okay.
I am from Texas.
Okay.
I went to college for nursing.
Okay.
and I currently live in the Sunshine State.
All right. Now I'm gonna say this. And I'm just because we are family by marriage. So I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. I was like, she could have been an exotic dancer. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hey, no shade, no shame here. You know,
Okay.
go ahead and get it, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right, crowd. So here we got. So she could be a mother of 5 girls. She's from Texas. She went to college for nursing. Or what was that one? I can't read my own handwriting. Hold on, Tasha. Hold on. What does that say? Oh, lives in the Sunshine State.
Yes.
One of those is not true. What are we thinking? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Would love to see what your thoughts are. For those who are watching, would love to see 5 girls from Texas, went to college for nursing, or currently live in the Sunshine State. Well, let me see here. Now, before I answer, I want to see if the crowd has, I probably should put a poll up. Let me see. Because like I said, it's like, well, I don't know. Tasha could have been an exotic dancer. I don't know, hey. Ain't nobody.
You never know. I might have had to do some strings for a piece of change for those children.
Oh, my brother says you're not from Houston. You're not giving out Houston vibes. He said that, so he's thinking you're not from Texas. He's like, you're not from Texas. That's what he's giving. Tatiana said, Mary Mael says, I'm guessing 5 girls. I think she has 5, but not all girls. Oh, okay, all right. Let me see here. See, some of them I know. So now I'm like, I don't know which way to go here. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it here. So let's say this. Okay, well, let me go ahead and do this. I know you're in the Sunshine State because a sister was loving Florida. You know what I mean? Not for some other things. I do like the beach, though.
Yes.
I do like the beach. So you are from Florida, or I should say you reside in Florida. You don't live in Florida? Oh, okay. So I
do live in Florida.
Okay. So you do live in Florida. We got that. So you went to school for nursing?
I did.
Did you go to college for nursing?
I did.
Oh, all right. What did you? Okay, so like, because nursing is that there are specific degrees in nursing, yes, or is it general nursing?
There are specific degrees, but I just went for general nursing.
Okay. Did not know that. Okay, so there's nursing. Yeah. All right, now. Well, my brother says that you don't have Houston vibes, but you are from Texas?
I am from Texas, born and raised.
But where in Texas? Because,
Fort Worth. I'm not from Houston, but I am from Fort Worth. My mom is from Houston.
Oh, so okay. Well, maybe you got a little bit of Houston vibe, but you didn't get enough for us to be like, she from Houston.
I think I've been in Florida too long.
It's a possibility because Houston's have a little something going on. Just gonna put it out there. We do have a little something there.
Correct.
So then,
I'm from the DFW.
She's from the DFW, which is a whole nother kit and caboodle, but we're not gonna talk about it just yet. We're not gonna do it.
Yes.
So the 5 girls is not true.
Correct. I am a mother of 5, but only 2 are girls and 3 are boys. All birthed by me, naturally, 5.
Well, that's a great segue because I do want to talk about the fact that you are running this businesses,
yes,
and your mother. But before we do that, let me just say this. Let me ask this question. Who are you and what's your superpower? So please tell the people who you are.
Well, I am Tasha Nicole, owner of Nicole's Gourmet Goodies. I am also co-owner of Premium Cleaning Services of Gainesville, here in Gainesville, Florida. I would say my superpower is nurturing. I am of course, being a mother of five children, five complete, totally different personalities, but not just even with my children, from my nieces and nephews, because I do have many, and they are in Houston, and some are here in Florida. And I am just genuinely all my friends, my children's friends. I'm mom to everyone. Everyone looks to me for answers. And I think God honestly put me here to nurture and support everyone. I always feel like that is my superpower.
That's a pretty cool superpower.
Yes.
And since you mentioned that you're a co-owner, so let's get into that, because you've got two businesses that you have going on, and you are a mother, which is a job in itself. Now, I'm in my 𝐁𝐿𝐬 season, y'all. I'm in my 𝐁𝐿𝐬 season. I'm not going to act like the only plus here is that we can send them back. Like, maybe like, it's time to go home. Just kind of time to go on. But we do enjoy the babies. How do you get it all done?
You know what? I have had a lot of support throughout the years. I have just had to make it work. You do what you have to do. And I was raised around a lot of very, very strong women and males, from my uncles to my mom and her sisters. With that being said, our family is so big. I know that I was able to call an aunt here or there, or a cousin or sibling. Hey, I really need help. Are you able to pick this one up? Are you able to pick this one up? And then my oldest daughter has a different father from my younger children, but her family was very, very, when I tell you, they were so instrumental in her entire life, and still they are, even with my other children. They were such huge support systems when she was younger. My mom passed away when she was only 2 years old. So they stepped up and stepped in at a time where I really needed that support. So I could just say, I just have had a village of people around me who have supported everything that I've done, and they have been there no matter what time or day it was.
I'm getting from the way that you talk about the family, that is very important to you. Yes. And I cannot help but get that sense of, it does take a village to make sure that everybody is getting what they need, including support when you just don't know how it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Now, the janitorial business came first, yes?
Yes.
How did that come about?
COVID. I went through a divorce right before COVID, my divorce from my younger children's dad. And at the time, I was working for 𝐷𝐼𝐬𝐧𝐞𝐫 Steakhouse. I had been with them for about 22 years. Mm-hmm. And if we all know, COVID, when it first began, it was tough, okay? When I say tough, I mean tough on another level tough. So I then met someone who I worked with at Outback at the time. And of course, he's the love of my life now. But he already had this dream that he started. He just needed a little bit of help. And so we just kind of teamed up, and I said, hey, I am so down. It's probably close to time to make the transition with COVID. And it just seemed to be that COVID was that perfect time to get into that janitorial business, to provide safe housing for people, safe businesses for customers to come into by sanitizing, just cleaning everything top to bottom with CDC products. And it has been moving along ever since.
So this is interesting. So what was the chance of you meeting somebody who had the same entrepreneurial spirit that you had? Because have you always wanted to have your own?
I've always wanted to have my own, but unfortunately with my past relationship and my past marriage, it just didn't ever seem to click. I didn't get that support there. So meeting this person in the restaurant business that I worked with, and just hearing like the enthusiasm in his voice and just the ideas that he had, I was like, oh man, that is so interesting. Like, I am so down. Like, you know, at the time going through the divorce, I was looking for more income at the same time. But it was my way of becoming my own boss, because I know I have that in me. I have been bossing children and people around as long as I can remember. So I just knew that this was it for me. I knew I could help him grow this business, and I was completely correct.
So, okay, I love a good sidebar. So I'm gonna take a little path to the side here. How important is it to have a partner that understands your want to do something creative, which could also be a gamble? How important is that?
Oh, it is so important. And I think understanding each other and knowing each other's visions, and just like I said, if you know them and you genuinely see that you are like one of the same. Like, we saw the friendship that we had bloomed prior to. I saw just the entrepreneurial spirit in him. Like, I've never ever met a male, you know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of boss women, but for a male, I had never seen someone who was putting boots to the ground and like was really behind the scenes, putting in the time, the dedication, the work to get this business where he envisioned it to be. So it's so important. It's so important to just know that person. But you know, people do take a gamble, and to me, I didn't feel like I was taking a gamble. I felt like just knowing who he was and what he was about in that moment, that this was a perfect opportunity, and I knew that we would mesh well.
Well, then that takes us to our next question here, because what was the decision? Like, how did you get to a place of, I now want to do Nicole's Gourmet Goodies?
So food has always been my number one passion. Even in high school, when I was eligible to take every cooking course under the sun, I took every course. I mean, I grew up watching my aunts, my grandmothers, on both sides, my mom and dad's side, especially during holiday time, just baking, cooking. Like, the things I used to see, the preparations from the cornbread dressings and saving the bread prior to, you know what I mean? Just the preparation of all this. And I always was like so interested in it. And then, I mean, look, I worked for 𝐷𝐰𝐧𝐞𝐫 for 22 years. I stayed in the food industry for so long. I started that when I was 16 years old as a hostess, you know what I mean? And I just worked my way up through every position they offered, you know what I mean? And became a manager in back of house kitchen, you know what I mean? So I knew once I got my kids to a certain age, which I only have one left in school now, that would be my opportunity to move in to do something else. And why not do what I've always loved? You know, I did odd and end jobs just to make it, but it was now time in my 40s to do something that like made me happy. You know what I mean? So that's what came behind Nicole's. And it's my middle name. So, you know, it's my baby.
Because I was like, you know, okay, so I was talking to the husband and I said, do you want to try some of these cookies? Now, he's not a big sweet person, whether you know it or not. He's not a big sweet person. And I was like, where did Nicole come from? It's like, I don't know, which doesn't surprise me. I was like, you don't know where Nicole came from. He said, I don't know where Nicole came from. So now I can tell him it's her middle name. But you know, like, how often do we know our cousins and family members' middle names? It's not, right. We don't always know. I know as cousins, there was the longest time that we didn't even know our first government name. Because you've always used like a nickname or a middle name. You're like, wait, your name is what? So yes. I get it. I completely get it. Can we talk about, without giving away any of your secrets, how did you come up with the different flavors you have. Now, okay, before I go there, were you able to see the video I played? I just gave like a little snippet.
Okay. I did.
So I mean, I saw the Biscoff. I was like, well, who doesn't like Biscoff? Like, everybody loves that. Like, everybody loves that cookie. But the banana pudding, and I'm not a banana pudding sort, but my dad made it so often as a kid. I am burnt out on banana pudding. Even if you do like the shortbread and do that kind of thing, I'm like, So I got that banana pudding cookie, and I said, okay, this is good. This is really good. So I need to know, where did these recipes come from?
So I've done so much research because my craft is very important to me. I've taken classes. I've followed a lot of bakers online. So whenever I'm on social media, when I tell you, all I look at is baking, food, reels. And I've actually taken some cookie classes and baking classes. So what I just kind of did was put different things together. I've tried different recipes for the banana pudding cookie. It even had a different look when I first started. And then I changed up that look. And when I tell you, banana pudding is like an all-time favorite in my house.
Really?
My kids, yes. My kids and my siblings, they fight over it every holiday or family gathering. It goes. I have to make the biggest pan of banana pudding, and I got that from my grandmother, Evelyn. I used to sneak in the refrigerator, stealing banana pudding when she made it. Like, my mom used her recipe. So it was just kind of like adding things from my childhood on top of other things that I've seen. And I just kind of came up with the perfect recipe that people absolutely love, this banana pudding cookie.
So two things. First of all, I want to go back to Miss Elise, who said that was her. She was always in the kitchen. And yes, a lot of times we don't know our government names as family members. I mean, you get a nickname and you get the nickname, and then you're like, who are they calling? Like, who? Oh, are they asking for you? It's just, it is what it is. I love hearing how you have used your family history and roots to fuse it with these new ideas of how to make it new and how you play with ideas. So let me just go through this really quick, because I told the people earlier, I'm sure you heard me in the background. When I do my live unboxings, these are live, right? Like I literally record it as it is. I know we could edit things out. Gwendolyn doesn't really like editing. Just go ahead and say that. I'm not big on editing. So like I said, I saw the cookies. I said, well, let me go ahead and get me some cookies. We have this road trip. I'm gonna get some popcorn, the whole 9 yards. And so I opened the box, and I take out the packages of popcorn, right? I've got like the caramel crunch and a cheddar, which I mixed together, right? Because like Chicago yeah, style. Right? Yeah, I want the whole Chicago mix. I was like, put one thing together. Okay. Yeah. And then I unfold the bubble wrap, and I pull out the cookie, and I was like, holy shnikes, these are huge. I know they're that big. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh, these are huge. Are they like 4 inches in diameter or something close to?
Close. They're close.
Okay.
And it's funny because when I first started, I made them bigger. And
really?
They were 5-ounce cookies before. And so I went down to, it depends on the cookie, and it depends on, if there is a filling or whatever, because then, after playing with it for so long, some of them, they're going to spread depending on the toppings that are in them or the fillings, and those that don't have a lot, they're not as big and don't spread as big. But the banana pudding cookie,
yeah,
it spreads. It's one that spreads, and I can make it 3 ounces. It's gonna spread to about close to 5 ounces.
Wow.
That's just that cookie. So I mean, everyone gets a bonus because what I do with them, they still spread to be a little bit bigger than what I was doing before.
So along with being shocked by just how large they were, because I was like, these are cookies, and I'm just gonna say this. I'm a foodie person, so I order a lot of little goodies here and there. Gwendolyn will eat. I am my father's child. Okay. We believe in eating. We choose our destinations for travel based on the restaurant or where I want to drink. So that's how that works. So then I pull out the cookie and I was like, oh, these are heat sealed. I said, oh, okay, wait a minute, hold up. You know, we're not talking field day cookies here, people. We were talking they have been freshly baked. They are heat sealed. They are packed in bubble wrap. They arrive with love.
Yes.
I was like, I have to get some scissors and like cut these open because I just can't I loved the presentation. Love the thank you card in there as well. And the care instructions for the food because people forget this is fresh. Yes. So you have a limited time to either enjoy your goodies or take care of your goodies. And, you know, people often say, oh, I'll just do this or I'll just do that. It's like, you might want to read that care card before you go tossing them someplace.
Correct. So the care card was really important to me because a lot of people don't know, you know, for me, all of my cookies, like you said, they are fresh baked. So they're not just sitting in here in my kitchen, you know, for weeks or, you know, days on end. I bake every order fresh, you know, to made for order. And so my preparation, it gives you a lot more time, you know, minus your shipping time. But the way I refrigerate or freeze prior to the shipping allows the freshness to kind of start over because it's sealed in that package. So even if you get your cookies and you're going out of town, hey, they're already heat sealed. You can put them in an airtight container, put them in the freezer, and they last you a good 3 months.
Well, mine didn't last that long. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Mine got on the road trip and we came back empty-handed. So I was like, and there goes that. They did not last long. We have Space Exploration Alliance here. So hello to you. Thank you for tuning in. I was like, these are amazing. I gotta tell you, I've already got plans to order my next round. I was actually on the website yesterday, but like a lot of things, I had to put it in the cart and then walk away. I was like, Gwendolyn, think about it. Did you buy groceries yet? But we need cookies. So I'll go ahead and I'll get my order in. We're not gonna worry about that. So I do want to
every Monday. I will tell you, you know, for those who may not want the bigger cookies, I do have a Monday minis.
Really?
So,
when I want a bigger cookie.
Yes, and you can only order those. They're only available to order on Monday. So those are smaller versions of maybe some of your faves, but I do offer all my cookies in a mini size.
Oh, well, that's a good thing to know. Now, I do have one question. I put the question in here for myself because I didn't want to forget it before I get to this next one. Is there a place in the future where you may offer sugar-free cookies for those who can't have the sugar? Is that somewhere in the future for you?
I do have that in the works. I also have some, you know, with my gluten-free as well, because I have a niece that's gluten. And so I do have those options that I am currently working on. So stay tuned to those.
Yeah. I was perusing the menu and I was like, okay, so what else do I want to get into? Because I just need to figure out what else do I want to bring in here and get a little extra something in here. But I do have this question for you. For those who may be in the same boat you're in or were once in, what advice for anyone who is riding the fence about creating a business, what advice do you have for them?
I would say go for it. I would say do not ever doubt yourself, because if you have the idea, as long as you're willing to put in the time and the work, don't sit on your ideas. Life is too short. Go ahead and jump on it, because you will be very surprised at the support you get from a lot of strangers. I wouldn't necessarily say look for family support because, it's family and some family members may feel obligated and they may not. But I've had so much support from the baking community or just people in my community and other people's families, maybe not necessarily mine, but I can say a lot of my family has supported me. Like I said, don't wait, just do it. Don't hesitate. Get up and get it done.
I appreciate you talking about community. I believe people, from the folks I have spoken with, when they start their business, they have like the blinders on and they can only see who's immediately in their view, right? Kind of like a horse. I can only see here. And so they look at who they see every day. My mama, my daddy, sister, brother, cousins. And when they don't get it, they're like, I don't understand why people aren't doing it. This is a business, right?
Yes.
It's still a business. The people who are going to truly be there for you are folks who are in the same boat that you're in, other business owners. That's where you want to go. And as we were saying earlier, a lot of times your family, they're not even your target customer. No. So calm down. No. They're not your target customers. So it's like, it's okay. It's okay. It's a lot to deal with sometimes emotionally because it feels funny. It's like, no, your business is not you. So you got to keep that in mind too. Like those are two separate entities.
Correct. And I mean, I will say I am guilty of that when it came to the family, because when I first started, like I said, I'm very family oriented. Our family is very, on my mother's side, is very, very close knit. I feel like, especially my generation with her siblings, children, we are first cousins, but we call each other sister and brother. And our kids are our nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? Like we're sister cousins or brother cousins. But I kind of did get in my feelings at one point in time because I was kind of thinking like, man, I'm surprised more people aren't sharing my posts, or they're not doing this or not doing that. But then I had to go back and kind of check myself. You know what I mean? Like, just because everyone's not going to be you, and just because you're a supportive person, it's not that they're not supporting you. It's not that they don't want to support you, but you have to realize that everything that you're doing, there's a bigger picture behind it. You know what I mean? And it's going to be, I have a huge target audience that extends way further from my family. You know what I mean? So I had to learn that too. So I would definitely tell people, don't look to your family to be your number one fans or your biggest supporters. You just have to, keep putting in that work and put the boots to the ground and get out there and just get it done.
I completely agree. I don't know if I've ever met any person who owns a business who has not had to go through that separation phase of, okay, this is not them denying me. They're just not my customer. They're not my business customer. Because Lord knows I went through it. I was like, I don't understand. I mean, there's even co-workers. That's like, now, I take photos. I do it as a business. And you didn't hire me, but and you feel some kind of way. But then you realize when you really understand who you are serving and where you want to go, you're like, but she's not my target customer anyway. So it's okay now. It's okay. Nope, it's okay. That's growth. Okay, people, that is business.
It is. Yes, it is.
That does not happen.
And being a business owner, it doesn't. Being a business owner teaches you just how to communicate and deal with the public and deal with humans in general. Because humans can kind of be a little difficult to deal with, but as long as you keep your mind on the goal, and that's to be successful, and to just be productive, like you're gonna be just fine.
You're gonna be extremely fine. Humans are more than just kind of difficult. They are awful animals at times. Awful. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. People are like, are you not human? I don't know, because sometimes I don't feel like I'm from this place. But I want to bring this back up to where she says, where them fans at? Lord bless. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. So I will say this before we let this go. I want to bring this up one more time where people can connect with you. You are on Instagram at Nichole's.gourmet, right? And you're also on Nicole's Gourmet Goodies on Facebook. Is there a preference, or you were just active in both places?
Both places. I'm also active on TikTok. I don't think I shared that with you, but all three places. Yeah.
All right. So TikTok, add TikTok to there as well, people, so that you can follow Nicole's Gourmet Goodies. Get you, like, order something. I did. What did I order? I think I got like the top favorite pack is what I did, because I didn't know where to go.
Yes.
I went with that one. You cannot go wrong. Start with that. And then you could go back and get to some other flavors. If you want to give us a sneak peek, is there anything else that's coming in terms of flavors? Could we possibly get an upgraded version of a tea cake?
Yes. You know, it's funny you say that, because I have an aunt, my Aunt Monica, who is my other go-to baker, my other go-to girl, who I have looked up to for so long as well when it comes to the baking, because she's done all the baking for everything that we ever do in this family. She provides all the baked goods. So we kind of feed off of each other, and she is a tea cake pro. So I've been picking her brain with that. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You know what I mean?
That was my question. I was like, can we get some tea cakes? Because, you know, not that I can't get in here and bake myself, but sometimes I just, you know, my imagination doesn't always go. Most of when I do bake stuff, there's always some alcohol involved. I don't know how to put alcohol in the tea cake. I guess I could figure it out. I'm just saying. I'm keeping it real. Like, if I'm going to do a bread pudding, I'm putting in some rum. If I do my pineapple upside down cake, I'm doing some whiskey, maybe a little moonshine in the cupcakes. And, you know, if I'm doing my oxtails, I'm doing a red wine or a Cabernet. Like, we're going to put something in it. It's just for flavor, people. It's for flavor. It is for flavor. Before we get out of here, I do want to make sure I remind people that we do have, again, next week, Dr. Tachi's coming back. We're going to have no powder bombs, and we're going to have a working camera. So that will be good. I want to make sure we get her back where everything is working. And then also, if you have not, go ahead and get on the 𝐁𝐻 newsletter. There is a link. There's a Linktree link right there in the YouTube bio. You can go right there and sign up. I typically do an email about once a month. You know, I put out good juju. The stuff I write about just may change your life. You know what I'm saying? So let me not even pretend like I'm not putting down some wisdom in these once a month emails. These once a month emails. Tasha, any parting words for our viewers? Uh-oh. Can she hear me?
Did you say that one more time? I think I lost you for a quick second.
I was asking.
I don't know what happened. I saw you.
I was asking, are there any parting words?
I do want to kind of give my oldest a shout out, because without her, I would not, none of this would really even be going. Tatiana Titus. When I tell you, if you are looking for anyone to design your websites and things of such, she has been, the biggest help to me. She has a 928 group where she, like I said, she takes care of websites and media. She handles all my social media pages, because I mean, I didn't grow up in the era of technology, but her generation did. So I'm thankful to have young adult children, and having one in particular who is just so great at her craft when it comes to that. So you guys look her up on IG in the 928 group, or Tatiana Titus.
The 928 group. Okay, hold on now, because I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do some research here. I'm going to look that up on Instagram. Okay, I will do that. That was a good message. Thank you for that. Yes. I want to thank everybody who came out today. And, I got to tell you, I know people are like, do I want to do it? You want to do it. Be sure to follow Nicole's Gourmet Goodies on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. And we will put a link where you can just click on there and go order your own pack of really amazing good cookies and popcorn too. There is popcorn too, so I don't want to forget that in there. And we'll be back next week with another great person. So with that, I wish you all a good evening. See you then. Thank you for watching another episode of Small Biz Bites with Gwendolyn 𝐁𝐮𝐬𝐲, where we chat with other creatives and small business owners about their journey. And we also invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the 𝐁𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴 YouTube channel, where you can get the latest and greatest.